This is my Unit 6 demonstration speech. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to run a work-related effective meeting. So I'm going to start off with some of the basics that you're going to need. First of all, for those of you who don't know, just to give you a quick rundown, a work-related meeting is obviously something that has to do with your work, your employer that you work for, and typically when there's updates or changes in the workplace, managers, supervisors, leadership, they will call a meeting to provide those updates, to let employees and staff know what's going on. So typically, to prepare for these meetings, myself personally, I have facilitated a lot of meetings within the environment that I work at. I work at Citibank. So what you want to do to make sure that you're prepared for these meetings, the first thing is to type out an agenda. What an agenda is just making sure you stay on task. So it will list the topics and some of the key points that you want to go over during that meeting. So something like this, a piece of paper with some bullet points, and it says agenda at the top and has some key topics that's listed. That way the speaker or the person that's facilitating the meeting, as well as those who are attending the meeting, can follow along and understand what we're going over. If they have any questions, they can jot down on that agenda, a note taker, and so forth. The next thing you want to make sure you have, which I think is personally very important for those who cannot attend the meeting, because things happen. Family, personal issues may have called off work that day, or they had another meeting that overlaps, or a conference call or something that prevented them not from being able to attend your meeting. You're going to want to have a note taker, which is, what did I tell you to say, Samaya? Say, my name is Samaya.
My name is Samaya and I make notes.
Type on the laptop.
My name is Samaya and I make notes.
So you want to have a note taker, which is my handy dandy assistant, Samaya. And she's going to take notes as I speak during the meeting. That way, for those who are not there, they can refer to those notes and at least have something to refer to, and not just going off from memory of what happened during that meeting. Next, once you start the meeting, you're going to want to set the expectations. So here is my crew for my meeting. This is Brain, Pinky, and Susie. These are my co-workers. So what I would do, as we're sitting at a table with my note taker, taking notes. Take notes, Maya. As she's taking notes, you'll want to set the expectation to the crowd. You want to let them know, hey, today we're going over an update within our business. If we could hold all questions until the end, that way there's no interruptions. Or if you don't want them chewing gum, you'll want to say things like, refrain from eating, drinking, water's fine. Just those types of expectations if you want the meeting to be ran a certain way. Most times I don't hear a lot of supervisors or leaderships teams actually say anything specific about that, but that is something that, depending on how strict or how organized you want it to be, you can mention and set those expectations. So once the expectation is set, you want to keep it moving as far as keeping on task with that agenda. Okay, so as you go, you can check off some of the bullet points. Okay, so we've already went over policy and procedure number 1. So now we're going to policy and procedure number 2. You'll want to make sure you stay on task. Of course, you'll have questions, so expect and make time for those questions. So if you have a 30-minute meeting, you may want to utilize 20 minutes of that for the content that you're going to present, but leave 10 minutes open at the end for any questions, because you never know what the question may be, and you want to be prepared to be able to answer it. Okay, so once you go through your agenda and you're done with all the bullet points, one thing that I like to do, just to make sure everyone is heard and that their voice feels recognized, and that if they have any questions, no matter how many people are in that meeting, I feel like you should go around the table. So we'll say, hey, did you have any questions? Pinky, did you have any questions? Susie, did you have any questions? That way, if Pinky says, no, I'm okay, I don't have any questions, Susie may say, well, I do. As far as policy and procedure number 1, could you go in further more detail? Or whatever the case may be. To me, this is how you facilitate and demonstrate an effective work-related meeting. That way everyone feels heard and everything that you had to provide as far as information is given. Thank you.